Hello again. Welcome back, everybody, to another live stream with Doctrzombie. Tonight we're going to be playing an online role-playing game with my friends. The Space Game, which we have been playing for several sessions now. It's more than 12, but less than 30. I'm not exactly sure of the number. But I know that because I've got at least 12 different files with information for the games, and since they have... Some of them have taken more than one actual live recording. And now my fucking phone is going off telling me to take the trash out. But I've actually done it already, so don't worry about that. I'm going to go ahead and unmute myself so that they're not wondering why I look like I'm talking to nobody. And we will get started with tonight's game.
I'm here, but sorry, I don't need a console.
Hello! I'm back. We've started. Angry Cat. Angry Cat is in the chat. He's here to say hello. All right. Great. Fantastic. 10 out of 10. Here we are. Welcome back.
Can you guys actually hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
We can hear you, Stan.
But Stan is having some connection issues, so...
He'll be fluttering in and out of the stream as required.
And I'm still here, but all video has gone to swirling cube. It's weird.
But then again, it's wrong.
It's weird, but you know what? No one needs to see my bald head and gorgeous face. It'll be fine.
Yeah, it's more like, what beer is he drinking?
I'm drinking a mixed beverage tonight. I've mixed rum cream with oat milk and coffee liqueur. So, made myself like a little...
Did you roll for that?
No. I just put that together because I wanted to actually enjoy what I was drinking tonight. Also, it takes like 45 minutes to do a roll for cocktail because of all the setup. And I've lost my sheet! I fucking realized the other day, or today actually, I went and took a look and I'm like, wait a minute, my roll for cocktail sheet is missing, so I have to print a new one. Which is probably fine since I have a bunch of different liquors that I'm now out of or are new and whatever, so... Long story short, I'm an alcoholic and it shows. All right.
Hey, for Christmas, if you want, I can send you some alcohol instead of chocolate.
You know, gee whiz, what a dilemma. That is two perfect gifts.
I know, right?
We'll do the chocolate. Chocolate's probably easier to get across state lines.
Official to mail you the wine.
Unless it's a specific New York type of chocolate.
It's the same usual level of Stevers that everyone typically like. Oh, yeah, get Stevers.
I love Stevers. Stevers is fine. Stan comes in and out again. All right, so really quick.
And I'm back.
Welcome back.
The video wasn't a problem.
What the hell are you doing in my live stream? I already gave you a kiss. Good night. The fuck? Don't do that. Don't have those. They're a huge pain in the ass.
Hold on.
You know I gave you a kiss already. For this very purpose.
I did this on purpose.
He did it to annoy me on purpose. In the last episode, we found out some very distressing news. That is not the fact that I have annoying-ass children. It turns out that Peter Langdon's entire life is a lie. He was not born and raised in Bumblefuck, Idaho, or wherever he comes from. He was not a happy, healthy baby boy bouncing on his father's knee. In fact, he was made in a laboratory in an AMD facility in deep space by a woman that he believed was his younger sister, but is in fact his creator. A woman who previously went by, I think I have to open up a different file to get her name, Alyssa Ningenia, but he knew as, I believe Sally Langdon was the name that I gave. Yep.
That was the name I thought she had.
Yes. And it turns out, based on pictures that have been in her office, that everything except for her dog, which you recognize, you don't recognize. You don't recognize her husband or her children. They were never brought up in any of the communiques that you allegedly think that you received. So Peter Langdon promptly went off to find the guy who has bourbon, and hasn't come back. Most everybody else is dealing with the same profound revelation, except for Divad Goldenstein, who was busy doing some other shit. And has no idea what has transpired in the other room.
What, the corporate hack is clueless?
Yes, the corporate hack is in the other room like, I think I've logged into their research centers. It seems like they might have been doing some illegal AI stuff. And then Peter Langdon goes by with a bottle of Triple X. And a dour look.
He wants something to drink. I offered him my schnapps. He informed me my schnapps was wimpy and kept going.
Yes, you could stuff your schnapps, you corporate hack. So that is where we are picking off today.
I don't know if I would have called it a corporate hack. I probably would have had something a little stronger. Fucking waste of human flesh.
You inferior human flesh beast. You bag of filthy water.
I am not going to start calling everybody a meat bag. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to turn into HK-47.
And you do whatever you want. And
No, we're not turning into HK-47.
fantastic character.
Hack with mostly water.
Yep. It's are you familiar with the reference, Ron?
To what?
HK-47.
It's a assault rifle, Heckler and Koch.
Nope. HK-47 is a character from a Star Wars game, Knights of the Old Republic. And he is yes, he's an assassin droid, an illegal assassin droid. And he's like pure evil and views all human life as meat bags. And if you are also evil, he's like, Master, you are a wonderful representation. He's like, I long to be like you. It's like an early version of GLaDOS, honestly. It's fucking hysterical.
So yes, I'm not going to go to that level of, hysteria just quite yet, but definitely drinking a lot.
Okay. All right, that's the scene that we have. I'm just going to drop it right there on your plate and let you guys play with it how you like.
The last thing I got was that from my digging into their system was I found out they've got construction robots in the cargo bays which we can steal and use. But that was the fact that whatever they're doing, they were so illegal that they didn't run cameras.
Yep.
Yep.
No cameras. None of their desktops have thumb drive ports. It's really, really secretive here. Yeah. So
I'll like to chirp up to the crew. What's his problem? And all right, this is super illegal. Like, yeah, our boss would be interested, but then our bosses would kill us to bury it as well. So, what do we do with it?
I like how Divad, the corporate goon's first thought was, what can we nick from this base and take back? Everybody else is like, mystery, what's going on? And Divad's like, what isn't nailed down?
Well, that's appropriate corporate goon,
That's what it says on his desk.
You say that you left a hidden, forbidden space rift unattended? Interesting. That sounds like a you problem.
So yeah, Peter is returning to the ship. I'm gonna go probably sit in the cockpit and just start drinking heavily. But that puts me out of the scene for a little bit.
Okay. Peter puts the do not disturb sign on the cockpit, and underneath it is a picture of a stick figure with a gigantic bottle in his mouth. So Jim, Arthur, what are you up to?
I want to look at where obviously whatever was in the middle of the robot's chair, I guess.
Okay.
Stand or whatever.
Yeah, so it looks kind of like a human-shaped foot, 2 human-shaped feet, would plug in the center of this little glowing green dais. Diaz? Diaz?
But it's pronounced platform.
Platform! The glowing green platform. And little computerized hookups, like USB ports, are on the bottom. Other than that, there's really no sign at all that anything incredibly untoward was happening here. Just a shit ton of computer server desks.
Interesting.
Divad,
Yeah.
what would you like to do at this moment?
I'm gonna have to sit and do some math to calculate roughly how fast the general signal left here would get to, say, an Earth satellite and get back to AMD's headquarters, and then how fast an illegal rocket would be coming back this way to blow it to hell.
If a signal...
Years, or do I have like 60 minutes?
You have years. Without anyone else in humanity's entirety having access to the same warp technology that you have, the hyperspace drive, there's no way anyone's going to get here for 5 years. Roughly.
Devad, Ron, you mentioned this worry to the rest of us?
Sure, if someone actually talks to me.
All right, I'm gonna start looking for the how to move the station,
Why?
so that whenever gets shot here, gets here, the station won't be here.
You realize it's illegal to own this. Like, shoot on sight, illegal to own this.
Yeah, so we get rid of the illegal owned stuff and we have a station. I mean, think of it as a base of operation.
Can I leave him here?
The actual station itself is not specifically illegal, just completely bizarre. No human company, corporation that you know of has built a random space station in the middle of deep space. It makes no sense. There's no resources to harvest out there, and if you're doing something legal, you would want to be near people. Resupplies are faster, communications are faster.
Which is why every company doing something illegal has done this.
Has done-
Around Earth.
Allegedly. As far as you know, MTI hasn't done this. Musk Teflon Industries hasn't done this, as far as you know. But, I mean, it's one of those things like every corporate handbook says. You can't do this, you shouldn't do this, here's why you wouldn't do this. And followed immediately by 700 pages of redacted. Yeah. As for moving the station, it has basically nothing that would do that.
So
Yeah.
they basically sent this thing here in pieces and then put it together themselves, or
That appears to be the case.
That would explain all the heavy construction droids.
Yep.
So the motive engine still should be floating around here. Wonder if I can do like
What?
connect them up to the center and push up.
I missed a word. The what?
The
Something?
motive engine used to send this stuff out here still should be somewhere around. I'm planning out how to move the station so I can have my own private space.
The best you could think of in a quick, like, take your average type of roll is that you could try to attach the station to all four of the remaining space shuttles that are outside, and maybe also the Nero, and have them all try to drive it at once. If you did that with the four that don't have hyperdrives, you might be able to haul it away. But again, it would take years to arrive at its
I
destination.
don't mind if it takes years. I just want to be out of the neighborhood when the construction thing comes.
You're just going to spray paint it. This is Arthur's.
Yeah, exactly.
Do not open. And then just point it at Wolf Station.
5 years from now, like, incoming hostile space station. Only gaining acceleration here for the last 5 years.
I'll put it
We've been
on.
dead and buried for a couple of years because something's taken us out, and
Yeah.
it just plows into Wolf Station 5 years from now.
5 years from now, it arrives at a fully wrath-infested wolf outpost. And they go, the fuck? Either that, or it gets there and everybody's like, how did this ancient space station come here? We all have hyperdrives on our ships. So, anyway, it's a long way away.
Yes, try and get the computers, realize that this is... What information can we steal from this place that is not going to get us all killed? And then what can we physically steal from here that won't get us all killed?
Okay. So information is probably the easier question to answer. Very, very little. It all is password protected, underneath cryptographic protection. They did not want it to get out. About the only information you can get is the logs from the airlock that are basically unlocked because the last person who was doing anything there unlocked it all. And the tablet that the Dr. Ninjenya left open in the room that she was found dead in simply requires a numeric passcode, which Peter Langdon knows. Now,
so I can tell you when people came and went, and I got a suicide note. Yay!
And the suicide note played automatically, but there are a few unlocked files on that tablet as well.
So far, I haven't played with it. I haven't gone that way and played with it. Mostly because I feel bad about the fact she's dead.
Did Peter take the tablet with him?
No.
No.
Okay.
The only thing Peter took with him was the most amount of alcohol he could carry in his arms.
A surprisingly large amount of alcohol.
Yes. With more alcohol on top of that.
And that's definitely a shock system.
Peter has found this old video series called Roll for Cocktail. He's willing to give them all a shot.
Except he's not doing it, he's just putting more alcohol into the cup. Until it starts overflowing, and then he's just... This tastes terrible.
This is kind of green color, and now we need more kind of red color.
Why have I added coffee 6 times? It's so confusing.
What the hell was this guy thinking? What a dumbass.
Quick Google search, it turns out he died of severe liver disease. Wow. How realistic. So...
I will spend some time banging up the computers and then going looking for physical assets. Check those droids. Check what hardware is there.
Physical assets are much easier. I mean, you could simply take the computers, but it's unlikely that they would be anything other than electronic components because of the way that they're cryptographically locked. But who knows? Maybe the scientists at MTI could break into them over time. You certainly can't. Some of them, you find, are rigged to self-destruct when disconnected from their terminals. Not all of them. Some of them are laptops. But you suspect that they probably also have some sort of, at least, data wiping technology in there that if someone tries to brute force their way in, it will wipe, and if someone tries to hack their way in and doesn't do an amazing job, they will wipe. The data security here is top-notch. They must have paid out the nose for it. The hardware security for like things like those construction droids is almost non-existent. It seems like they expected that was not the top consideration. If the place was found and looted, who cared as long as the project was erased? So yes, you can fit those 2 large construction droids into the Nero's cargo bays with some time. This is not going to be a 1-hour thing. This is a like several days, and you might need your pilot back situation.
So that big?
These are large.
I'm figuring they were truck scale.
Yeah, think about the thing that Ellen Ripley gets into.
The heavy loader.
Yeah, it's like those, only fully automated.
And bigger.
Yeah.
That's actually smaller than I was thinking.
Fair enough.
Yeah, if Alan Ripley's thing could just walk into our hangar.
Yeah, it would be bigger. It would be, filled with computer components, but essentially it would be like that. An enormous rolling and walking robotic assembler.
Could we bring it up and just have it self-relocate into our hangars?
Yes. Yeah, the security on that is far, far less, because it
That
doesn't...
would be the easiest way to claim them.
Yep, just plug in the coordinates and it'll walk onto the ship.
I'm going to go over them and take off some obvious nameplates or anything else that's stuck on the outside of them. But
Fucking filing the serial numbers off shit.
Seriously.
It's ours! No one knows!
no, it's not serial numbers. You just don't want the big sign on the
The AMD property.
Yeah.
CMD, he's taking that plaque off.
Yeah, no problems. You can easily file off the AMD stickers.
Maybe it's cheaper just to take off the plate and throw it.
There's a lot of personal effects as well in the from the different scientists. Nothing of which has much value other than the liquor, which is currently draining at a very high rate of speed. But they're...
We wanted to steal the food auto dock.
Yeah.
The food system.
That's right. They had a very nice cafeteria. So
Better food, yes.
you might want to replace your Mr. Coffee with a actual coffee, organically grown in the highlands of Mars. Sustainably sourced asterisks.
Locally grown.
Locally grown asterisks. Yeah. No, definitely GMO. Heavily GMO'd.
This is as GMO as you can get.
Yeah. Originally was grapes, asterisks.
Do not feed to dogs.
Just not suitable for direct human consumption. Yeah. But still, way better than Mr. Coffee brand coffee, asterisks, not made from organic chemicals. Essentially, it's diesel.
So loading the bots is going to take us. You said 2 days, or will it take less time if they themselves are assisting?
There's kind of the added part, like the bots don't really know how to navigate through empty space, so you kind of have to dock the Nero. It'll take some time to get everything set. Okay. Take off the AMD plates.
I figure while they're doing that, it'll take some time to dismantle the cafeteria and move it over. If we're going to load that in the Nero itself.
Yep. Yeah.
On the station, Ron, we're not going to be able to get any information out of it. Officially, it's illegal to have all this information, but handing it over to our corporate overlords, they may send someone over to poke at it themselves.
Just blackmail AMD.
Yeah. Well, I'm willing to bet a lot of this type of illegal research happens anyways.
Oh God, of course.
I mean, even though it's an extremely taboo part of human society to create highly intelligent artificial life forms, it is something that every once in a while crosses your mind, goes over your head. Like, what if we had done better? What if we could do this? What if I had a chance? But it is kind of the thing where it's like,
Sure, it's doomed everyone else who's tried this, but I'm different.
right, exactly. You feel real bad about it. Like, you know, if I was Hitler during World War II, how would I have taken the Soviet Union? And then you're like, oh, wait, but I'm also that fucker. That would be bad. It's kind of like that type of thought process. Like, you know, somewhere out there in space there's another Hitler, but you haven't ever met his facility before. And here it is. And she seemed to be a very nice lady. She said nice things about Peter. When she was describing him as being the Panzer IV.
Yeah, there is that.
I think he's more of a 3.
Yeah, the 4 had problems. Apparently the 4 went on a bloody rampage when it exited the building. So...
At least he's not a Panther. He doesn't go high speed short distances and then set fire to himself with the Porsche turbo engine.
They have learned a lot since original Hitler.
Right.
So now we're playing space.
It goes with the space aliens. I mean,
The
what more do you want?
the genre keeps changing.
I should say, Stan, what's the name of the webcomic with Good Hitler, the ducks and all that?
Oh God, I don't remember.
Scenes from the Multiverse.
Yes.
The what?
A webcomic called Scenes from the Multiverse. Guy updates erratically, maybe once every 2 months now.
That sounds weird. Sees the multiverse?
Scenes from the
Scenes.
multiverse.
Scenes from the Multiverse. I mean, originally started out with bizarrities. God turns out to be one piece of a typewriter. But one of the vignette side stories to do is they've made a clone of Hitler, and he basically fills the role of James Bond.
Wow. I've bookmarked this for later viewing.
It's very non sequitur, oddball humor.
That's fine.
Give me the
Although there
link.
are plots.
Not getting
There
it.
may be 2 years between episodes of that plot.
I mean, it's like that one episode of Love and Rockets where they like explain how Hitler dies like 6 or 7 different ways. If you've never seen it, I do recommend it. Love, Death, and Robots.
Love, Death, and Robots is good.
Love, Death, and Robots is good.
You recommended that to me like 8 years ago or something, and I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. And I mentioned it to my wife, who was like, that sounds dumb. And then, naturally, I've never watched it.
They're on what? 4th episode, I think, or 4th volume?
Yeah, they're working on their 4th season right now.
I also have not seen very much of the new Lord of the Rings TV show.
I've only seen the first 2 episodes myself.
What do you
Yeah.
think?
I've heard good things.
Their choices for some of the characters are interesting, but other than that, it seems to be well written and well performed. I've got no real issues with it.
I want to see the new Willow show.
Oh, the Willow show looks cool. That's the one I'm looking forward to.
That I'm hype about.
On Netflix, and this completely went under my radar, they made a anime for Castlevania.
Oh yeah, it's on its 4th season, I think.
Yeah, I was completely unaware of it, so, someone told me about it and started watching it. It's really good. I highly recommend it.
Since we're on a huge tangent about TV shows, I also started watching the latest Beavis and Butthead rendition. Because that, again, I was in the right era to be really big into Beavis and Butthead. It just came out when that worked for me. And now I look back at those episodes and I'm like, wait, this is pretty stupid. Why was this so goddamn funny? But the new stuff is actually pretty good. Maybe it just clicks better when you're from that time period. But like, Beavis and Butthead do an escape room. Fucking hilarious. Beavis and Butthead, instead of watching music videos, they watched an ASMR video. Fucking hilarious. It was really funny. So I was interested in that. I might go finish more of those too. I don't watch too much TV, but when I do, It's apparently stupid shit from the 90s.
You can watch stupid shit from the 90s.
Perfect. I'm old. I can do that.
That's true.
All right, we're back. So, at some point during the stripping of the station, someone is going to tell Devad Goldenstein what happened, right?
I'm assuming he's going to watch the suicide note when he plays with the tablet.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Devad, I never wrote down what that said. You'd have to actually go back and watch the video. Thank God they're recorded. But the Cliff Notes version is Peter is a robot. All of his memories are fake. There's another robot who escaped and is bad.
I'm back. What I missed?
I just told you. In addition, there are a few files on the tablet, and they give a very high-level overview of the project and a picture of the other robot.
Oh, great. That'll be useful for like 5 bloody years.
It looks like Peter Langdon with a goatee.
Yeah.
And a Nazi mustache, right?
They couldn't go with a we made it double pointer, but no, they had to go with the classic Mirror Universe.
I'm sorry, it had to be done.
And also, what's in the files that the other British, that he has to be British apparently.
And he speaks in a British accent.
British accent, goatee, yeah.
100%. Accidentally evil.
Yeah, we've hit all the evil bits. We're good.
Well, next session.
Now, according to the files, whether or not you believe them, Peter Langdon was a prototype that does not actually spy on other corporations. He was sort of a version 0.1. Like, is this possible? Yeah, a proof of concept. Is it possible to create a artificial intelligence life form that is so convincingly human that no one notices, including himself? And then version 2 is the evil goatee version, which is meant to spy on corporations, and apparently has a homicidal rampage tendency, because it definitely shot its way out of this building.
It just wants its freedom. It's misunderstood.
It's misunderstood.
Yep, he wants his freedom to murder us all.
Yes. This has never happened before in the history of humanity. Asterix, see the fall of Russia and nuclear winter. Circa 2200.
Well, I think we should sanitize some of this, and send some of the send a general notice, a sanitized notice of if this thing's out there, people should be on the lookout for it.
While that sounds like a good theory, it does occur to you that it would be very easy for a goatee-wearing Peter Langdon to shave.
But the problem is if he's a classic evil, he won't.
Right. But everyone else will assume that he did if they're looking at Peter Langdon. Like, if you hold the thing up next to him, first off, he looks very drunk in real life and is kind of slumped over and depressed. But there's a definite, like, this might be the droid we're looking for vibe.
Great.
So
now I'm going to be mistakenly arrested for being a homicidal crazy person.
that's...
Only if Stan goes through with his terrible plan.
I was going to say, only if Devad forwards this email to everyone on his list, hoping that in 10 days he'll receive a large monetary donation from Nigeria.
Say, Peter, have you ever had your blood taken?
Yes.
You remember having your blood taken.
Yes.
He's
I
had
believe I did take his blood at one point.
He's had physicals.
I believe that you did, and I believe that you did not get the correct number on your medical die roll for that one.
Yeah, probably.
It was a high number.
Yeah, I didn't notice when I had the blood taken.
So, he's a very convincing person.
But not totally undetectable.
So, principal question becomes, when Peter is at least still somewhat drunk, if I can get the cafeteria to make some more good alcohol, we need to go have a talk and find out what the fuck he wants to do, because it's his life we're setting on fire.
Well, he is currently locked in the pilot's thing, and if you knock,
That's why I have to show up with more alcohol.
If you knock, he yells, "Go away," and then you hear Linkin Park.
I would like to think I had better musical taste than that. But we'll go with it.
Would you like to substitute a different emo band?
My Chemical Romance?
Yeah, really. I mean, if we're picking the most emo band out there, I mean, Linkin Park's at the close up.
It's on the list.
It's like them and like Papa Roach and everyone who's like, I hate my life, I hate my life, I hate my life. Chorus.
No. Oh God. What's the name? Group.
My problem is I went more goth, so I did The Cure, Baucus, Dead Can Dance.
I take it back. Peter Langdon can choose whatever emo/goth band he wants, but you definitely get the "Go Away" followed by teenager emo goth band.
Point then, I'm going to have to. Great. I need a spacesuit, a dry erase marker, and a lot of tape.
Tell you what, I love this concept. Make one of your current viewers pick the teenage emo band that I listen to.
Literally, somebody in chat said, "What's wrong with Linkin Park?" However, it is another 40-year-old, so...
Do you want to cover this?
Who's the youngest person in chat? Pick an emo band. Do they have those anymore, or is it all just beeps and boops now?
Pick a good emo band, if there is a good emo band.
Wow, that's pretty harsh.
Yeah. Such a thing even exists.
All right.
Well, it's a high bar to reach, but it probably can be reached.
2020
Hey,
emo
Tom.
band.
Yes, sir.
Typo negative. You're definitely a typo negative.
All right, I can go with typo negative.
I don't know.
I'm going to assume that I think
good.
All right.
Typo negative is very famous for very, very long songs.
I don't know which of these is the band name and which one is the album name.
Typo Negative is the band.
No, I'm looking at... I googled 2020 emo album releases. There's a band called Soul Glow, Glo, and the album name is Songs to Yeet at the Sun.
I like it.
I am not fucking kidding!
We're not doubting you.
Tommy Angel.
Here's a real emo-sounding one. It's the Smith Street Band, and their album is Don't Waste Your Anger. Wait. Youngblood, spelt Yungblud. The album is God Save Me But Don't Drown Me.
Songs to Yeet at the Sun.
Oh my god.
Oh, I can't even pronounce this. Here, look at this.
What are you now posting?
How do you even pronounce that?
Nuva Lascura?
Yeah.
Nuva Lascura,
Discover
maybe.
from Memory and Imagination is the album title.
Oh my god.
All right. Well,
Yes,
I'm going
Peter is binge drinking and listening to emo music.
Yep.
I'm going to do two stupid things.
Yep, go ahead.
One, I'm going to assume Arthur has not only prevented me from, I can't unlock the door. Or if I can, he's jammed it, so I can't physically get in the damn room.
Yep.
Two, our cockpit actually has windows, yes?
It does have a window that faces outside the ship, so if you want to do like a spacewalk and walk up to the front and like knock on it.
Actually, I was going to take a whiteboard with drawing something that works. So I was going to write on the window and just.
Wow. Dirty Dog, by the way, is also English and has a goatee. So. Okay. Fast.
So the goal basically is to annoy him enough until he comes out and deals with me.
Go ahead.
For that first 24 hours, all attempts to get Peter's attention is met with "fuck off."
Eventually, the fuck offs become more and more slurred, and then they turn into a loud snoring sound.
Pretty much.
So it's fine. You spend the first day unhooking things that aren't going to explode and dragging them back. Like, even like the whiteboards are coming with.
A couple of pictures should be taken for posterity, and we move on with our lives.
Just fucking selfies in front of the illegal technology.
Prop up dead people.
Prop up a corpse!
Oh, of course it's a bad idea.
Weekend at Bernie's. Alright, so you move all the corpses into one of the offices, lock it, leave quietly, one at a time. And forget that any of this ever happened. No, what do you do with the corpses? Do you jettison them into space?
Yeah, probably. Let's see. We have two real choices. We admit we were here or don't admit we were here.
Alright.
It's kind of hard to admit we weren't here.
You get 4 votes because Peter Langdon is not participating.
So, we either leave everything as is, somebody came in, stole stuff and bailed, or we put them in their beds and say goodnight. Vent the station to space, let them mummify and call it a day.
I still want to steal the space station.
That's nice. You will arrive about the same time the bad guy does. Congrats.
Devon.
What's your next character concept?
Devon. That's nice. Pat, pat, pat. The adults are talking.
Set up the rockets to push it off, in a certain angle. And I'll come back in a couple of years, wherever it's going to be, and then I have a space station.
Didn't we go through this at one point, Ron, with a solid gold sarcophagus?
Yep. Although it wasn't me, it was the druid. It was Og's game.
I know. We can figure a way to lug this outside.
Yes, we can. But the effort is not remotely worth it, and we will crash the economy of wherever the fuck we try to sell it.
I'm sorry. When you're playing murder hobos, who the fuck is talking about crashing the economy? You want to talk about crashing the economy, blow up a Death Star. That shit cost the galactic taxpayer billions of credits. Crashing the...
The Andorian Holocaust, all that spaceship falling into that gravity well, like, ew.
I'm reminded of Order of the Stick, where it's like, adventurers are coming to town, and people run out and change the price of the apples from 1 copper to 1 gold piece.
Yes.
And the adventurers come in and they're like, we love small towns, they're so cheap and quaint. Moving on from not problematic role-playing systems.
Not letting him stealing the space station seems bad. There's nothing really to do with this here. If he wants a station, there are several stations we could steal. I mean, considering the other guys, there are several far more legal stations we could steal.
There's nothing illegal about the station itself. It's just the contents, which are bolted in place and will self-destruct when we try to remove them.
They're just minor little bits and bobbles of the station itself.
Let's check the station for a grand self-destruct and figure out what sets it off.
Good choice.
Okay. You have plenty of time. I'm not going to make you roll for things that you have basically as much time as you want for. There is a self-destruct on the station. It can be rigged to explode and wipe all data. It responds to a signal from Jupiter Station.
Oh, lovely. Oh, that just means we have to disconnect it from the antenna system.
It's already been disconnected from Office 4.
Wasn't that where she was?
Yes.
Why did she disconnect it?
Because apparently she didn't want AMD to blow up the facility.
She wanted Peter to get her message.
Right, because you got to remember, people traveling takes a long time. Information traveled quickly. So when shit went down here, a button got hit, and within hours to a day or two, a signal arrived at Jupiter Station, and they then promptly hit the fuck button and sent it as a truck code back.
It could have taken as short as 30 minutes. Actually, one way. So about an hour from when the signal went off here saying, "Oh shit, something bad happened," to a signal coming back saying self-destruct system.
They find the counter that is counting down.
Nope, because sometime between the signal going out and the signal coming in, she shut down all incoming communications.
So all we really have to do is remotely turn back on incoming comms and watch the station go kapooey.
Yep, with you in it.
I'd like to be further away than that.
So I will let you guys debate whether or not you're going to allow your engineer to strap a couple of a couple of subspace engines to the side of this thing and try to move it a little bit closer to his future retirement home, and B, whether or not you're going to blow up the station, and then we'll take votes on it because that's how democracies work. While I go get a beer.
You know what my vote is?
Yes, I know.
Space stations for all of us.
Fuck's sake.
We were stable there for a little while.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell changed.
Phil left. Maybe Phil's your lucky charm.
Alas, I have only Seagram's, the emos of beer.
What, no Bartles and James?
No.
You remember those.
Yes, we're old.
Did you guys enjoy the Not Your Father's root beers I had dropped off last time I was in town?
Those were different.
Yeah, I killed them all off. I was the person who I liked them the best.
I enjoy them. They're good.
So,
Oh.
I see the vote collection here is let Arthur move it, leave it to MTI, and blow it the hell up.
Okay. Who votes for let Arthur steal a space base?
I would say, can anyone elaborate on what they think of each of these positions?
Okay. Does anyone have arguments to make before the court?
Fair enough. From the cockpit, Peter screams, "Blow the fucking thing up!"
But it'd be such a waste. It's a perfectly good space station.
Peter's
Full
my...
of dead bodies.
Peter does not engage in debate. He's only shouted once.
Oh, God. The angry, depressed robot is in the cockpit where all the weapons systems are.
Yeah, no, it's great fun. There's a
Well,
reason I told
he's not a
everyone.
robot. He's more of an android.
More of an android, yes.
Yeah, as long as he's not a cyborg, that gets weirder.
Nope.
That does get weird.
So, I have two votes. Arthur wants to keep it. Sorry, starting now. Yeah, Arthur wants to keep it. Peter wants to blow it up. Do you have an opinion?
Are you talking to me?
Actually, I didn't espouse that at all. I didn't espouse that in general, but let's start with yes. Do you, and just the NPC whose life is also stuck with this vote.
Mark is apparently included in the democracy. Mark looks around back and forth and he goes, I think we should probably let MTI have it. That seems like the thing least likely to get us in trouble. Grebe looks back and forth and goes, we should let Arthur steal it.
Yeah, Grebe! I high-five Grebe.
A human high five! How vulgar! Grebe is now infinitely pleased.
Quick, have a piece of fruit.
I agree with other things that Arthur says. Stan, what is Matthias's vote?
Matthias's vote. I'm partway through let MTI sort it out. It's above our pay grade and blow it up.
What's Devon's vote?
Devon was also split between leave it to MTI and blow it up, and was going to remind everyone this wasn't a democracy. But
Nope, you definitely take all the votes and then disregard everybody. Thanks for voting, but I'm the highest ranking officer here. I fucking love it. 100% that's what happens.
no, actually, the problem is I'm not the highest ranking officer here. Sadly, because we both have ranks in leadership, I am tied with Peter.
Peter is technically the captain of the vessel, and Devad is the commander of the mission. Therefore, it does tend to split between them, but in this case, it would actually be Devad. Because it is not a ship concern.
It's not a ship.
Yep. No, not letting Arthur have it is a really stupid idea. It's just-
Well, no. Letting Arthur have it long term could cause a disaster depending on where it gets pointed. Or short term, we completely forget about it, die somewhere, and becomes a footnote in someone else's game.
When you say that it's a stupid idea, Grebe puts on the classic Feldar super frown. He is unhappy with your decision.
You will get a
Grebe thought it was a good idea to not waste resources. Very sad.
Well, unfortunately, because your society collapsed, there's a lot of, well, shouldn't say free, but loose abscondable resources lying about. We can feel free to be a little more judicious, which is sad as I'm saying this as we're loading like markers.
Grebe is confused. Is human technology valuable, but Feldar lives and remains worthless to you? We would like you to expand upon your position.
So
I like Grebe
how
and all that.
come if we leave it to our boss? Because this is deniable.
So, Devad, are you asking what you think the company will do if you give it to the company?
I'm hypothesizing in my head, but sure.
They will strip it and deny it.
Yep.
100%. It will disappear.
That or they'll just say it's not worth the trouble and destroy it themselves.
Yeah, it's unlikely that they would even know what to do with information about what AMD is doing, other than potentially threaten somebody. But to do that, it would have to go directly to the top, and it's likely to get buried before it got there. So, unless you drove it into the CEO's office and said, "Look at what I found," which is more Arthur's plan.
No. Now, hold on. This is what we do. We tell Arthur it's his. The only difference is we have Peter change the destination to Jupiter Station.
Here, deny this.
It's going to be real difficult to do that without Arthur noticing, hey, these rockets aren't pointed to where I wanted to go to space.
Yeah, but
It does a course correction partway through the travel. I mean, a few degrees makes a big difference over the long term.
It sure does.
You guys are just mean.
Turning a line into a circle. You guys are mean. I just wanted my own space base, you fuckers.
what was wrong with the one back there that makes all the free bean Venusian methane?
Was this supposed to be a survival horror space thing? Because I forgot.
Yeah.
It definitely seems like an episode of Scooby-Doo.
The vignette changed a lot, and we are... There's the tone you wanted, and the tone you got.
Listen, I'm happy to be one of the few people on record who has turned a completely legitimate World War II Cthulhu game into a fucking, oh god, what's that British comedy where they run around chasing women?
Benny, are we talking
Benny
about-
Hill, thank you. A Benny Hill episode.
That sounds like a good story there.
It was a great, great game.
I'll be right back, guys.
Some of my top moments in role-playing history.
Yes, I would probably say that it would probably go down in history, in the Phil Hine history book.
It went from secret meetings with Winston Churchill to, quote, I'm not putting my dick in that.
You have to realize Winston Churchill and Tom Skerritt's mother did get along famously.
That's true. Canonically. Yes, Tom's character was like, my parents don't like me very much, so when I tell them that I'm having dinner with Winston Churchill, they're going to eat my shit and love it. Oh,
It was a good game.
it was a lot of fun.
Great, I was the Indian archaeologist going like, "Yep, I will take advantage of the fact that I'm invisible to all you people and just."
Yep, that was a fun game.
5 versus 5 inside the party. But yeah, no, we're probably gonna blow it to Kingdom Come.
Okay, because enough of the votes were blowing up, and Divad's flip between give it to MTI and have it disappear or save them all the trouble and just make it disappear now. It sounds like Peter Langdon is going to get a little tiny bit of revenge once Divad has scraped clean all of the valuable bits. So 2 days later, you guys have taken everything that you could possibly want out of the station, and Divad gives the go-ahead. You may...
One question for that. Does Arthur want any of his sister, not mother's, effects?
No. And I'm Peter.
Right,
Yes,
sorry.
Nope, I don't want any of the effects.
It's fake anyway.
Yep.
He was still your mother.
Nope.
Is it? Mm-hmm.
Considering the fact that in my memory she was actually my sister.
Yep. All those family dinners, all those hours wasted at soccer practice.
It just makes it creepier.
Very creepy.
Extraordinarily creepy. So yes, I clearly declare roast it all. Don't give a shit.
Basically, we rig it up. We give him the button to turn the comms back on. We send a signal to the station to receive comms, and from AMD's perspective, their signal got there and blew it to hell.
Yep. You make sure to put a safe distance between you and... one other thing that you might have a curious bit of. There are 4 spaceships with the serial numbers filed off, essentially. They're all broadcasting fake IDs.
Yeah, well, we can cram them in somewhere, right?
You want to put them close enough that they blow up as well?
Well, I was wondering if we could actually steal one.
Yeah. It's too big to fit into the cargo bay, but you could easily, like, do what you did with the Feldar shuttlecraft and strap one to the hull of the Nero. Or simply put in coordinates and have them autopilot out of here.
Yeah.
Which is the way that they normally fly, since everyone is normally in cryosleep.
Problem with cryosleep speed is
It
it'll take us
takes...
several years to get anywhere.
It'll take about 3 or 4 years to get to Wolf Station.
Yeah, but these ships don't have warp anyway, so it's like
Yep.
we could just send them all to go dock with Wolf Station.
Mhm.
We'd be able to do it.
Yeah, it'll take 4 years. Okay. Do you want to strap one to the hull or just send them all to Wolf?
Do we have a use for it at all?
No.
Not really. Nope.
I mean, Wolf would have a use for him.
Yeah, I think the best thing to do is throw them at Wolf.
MTI will probably take it without any questions asked and simply start using it to ferry resources around the solar system. Okay, fair enough. You spend an extra day strapping the hull of one of these ships to the Nero. You make sure that it is not the one that was registered to Peter's mother sister, and just to prevent him any further anguish. And you send the others to Wolf Station. They
The
all...
whole mother sister thing, you're making Peter sound like some sort of backwoods Virginia boy.
Wow.
This is
Yeah,
more
really.
Appalachian than I was expecting his character to have, but
It's a weird arc.
Peter does not start playing the banjo.
Only
I'm officially making that nice and clear. No banjo playing.
if it was, it would definitely be an emo song. All right.
I'm sure somewhere in the universe there's an emo song played on a banjo.
Oh, Jesus. No, I'm not going to go to YouTube.
Don't do it, Bill.
don't do it.
Don't do it.
It's a dark hole and you can't come out of it.
Don't do it, Bill. You're better than that.
Am I, though? All right. So, you unblock the signal jammer, essentially, from the station, and resend the signal that was blocked. And from a safe enough distance, you see it start to spark and explode and pop, and bits of it start getting sent in all directions, and it becomes vaporized in a matter of minutes.
as the fireworks go off in the model, can I see the strings?
Yes, little tiny strings pull it into the air like they do in old Godzilla movies.
I was thinking Doctor Who myself. Okay.
Fair enough. Okay. What's your next step?
I believe our next step should be to return to Wolf and collect up all the materials that we sent and have them start working on stuff.
And then we go. Hang on, let me scroll all the way the fuck back here. Ah, God.
All the way back in your notes.
Yes. Wrong.
I think.
Right.
it
Okay.
stands-
We have taken care of ideas for profit and hyperspace on a freighter. Okay. Basically, we're going to contact the Feldar. That leaves Tau Ceti 6 or going to the Feldar homeworld. It's still on my to-do list.
Okay.
I thought our next step was to go back to Wolf because we sent
No,
a
I
freighter.
was thinking after we got done with Wolf, because we got the goodies from the other place. You know, we put the hyperspace on our freighter, so we went and got the alien space gas. Come back so we can build the signal to contact the Feldar. Having accomplished that loop, left us around with 3 things left on my to-do list, which was visit Tau Ceti 6, have any ideas for profiting, and go visit the Feldar homeworld. Which are all things
Gotcha.
we can do after we've done it. Those are things to do after we get back to Wolf.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Assuming Wolf is still there.
Yes, and not overrun with all sorts of craziness.
You have received regular communications from Wolf. They did not get attacked by the Wrath when you left, which is a bit of a surprise, given that you did enter hyperspace.
We did blow up the 2 closest Wrath to it anyway.
True. So perhaps you've killed them all, and they're all dead now, and the whole campaign is over. GG. Or, for some reason, they just did not come to you. Maybe they are becoming wise to the fact that anything coming in and out of that system is not safe. Who knows?
Spice snacks.
Maybe
Well,
a
they're building up their forces to do a grand invasion.
maybe a British Peter Langdon is out there like killing them all in a space shuttle, going up yours. Who knows?
I'm gonna be the one to kill all the humans.
I would love if the British accent was not like the classic James Bondy Brit, but more like a "Good day, governor."
Oh, come on. I want a bloody Cockney.
Bloody Cockney accent instead. Right, Adam. I'm quite evil.
No, you need that Peter.
I like that one.
Cushing
Yes.
equal.
You gotta make that one the evil Peter Langdon's accent.
Who is Shaun of the Dead in Hot
Peter
Fudge?
Cushing. Peter Cushing evil.
Peter Cushing evil. Yes, thank you.
Shaun of the Dead. Oh, fuck. All right.
We arrived back, we found some extra stuff, and we dump off all of our supplies and goodies. And
You arrive back at Wolf Station. Well, first off, it has been 3 full days. Peter Langdon, are you still in the midst of a emo, depressive alcohol binge?
A lot less.
Okay. Are you willing to put the coordinates for Wolf Station in and fly the ship there?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, I put the coordinates in, and then I like point at the stick, and I like, yeah, you do it.
really? Okay. Let's see now.
Press that button.
Which of them?
He's already annoying you.
Figure
My
it out.
primary is 0.
Read the manual.
All right, I'll be here for a few minutes.
That's right. Peter just pulled the RTFM onto VOD.
It may be the first.
No,
Wait, Peter puts in the coordinates and Reed flies the ship.
Wait a minute. This is way better. Peter says RTFM to Rod, and Devad, and Devad for a moment is like, "Oh, that's what it feels like."
I shall read the manual.
No wonder people hate this.
People love me and they know it.
Everyone loves me. Meanwhile, Grebe is like, "Fuck, it's this button. I read it from his brain months ago."
Poor Grebe.
And you all enter hyperspace. A few seconds later, you emerge from a portal in Wolf Station. Everything is running smoothly.
In Wolf Station?
Okay, in the area around Wolf Station.
Okay.
You do not teleport inside of an actual building. No. A safe distance away, in an area that MTI has determined to be a, arrival point. From...
We're in here, so we don't leave
Yeah.
anything in there randomly. It's not like I can signal ahead.
And you know from previous conversation with the Feldar that their warp engines auto-compensate for the presence of other warp signatures when they exit, so that they don't warp into each other. The only reason...
Tell that to what was the name of that ship?
The only reason they crashed into the Smith & Wesson, or the Wesson as it was because you guys don't use the same technology. So you were traveling through subspace, they were traveling through hyperspace, they heard the beacon and collided like a bullet going through glass. So, very random accident. Impossible without the fact that they were tracking the beacon. Anyway, you arrive at Wolf Station. It has not been attacked since you warped away.
Well, that means there's paperwork. Damn it.
Not assaulted by the Wrath. You immediately are hailed by the one guy who has the gunship, who's like,
Hello, Mr. O'Hara. How are you today?
not to ask weird questions, but why do you have another shuttle strapped to your... where did you guys go?
Salvage.
Salvage? In the middle of a star system that only was inhabited by Feldar. Also, why did it take you an extra 4 days?
Salvage.
Or 5 days, I think it was been total. Salvage. Okay. It's probably above my pay grade anyway. Please drop off your salvage in Cargo Bay 7.
Well, yeah, the rest is going to arrive on its own. Did the first load of methane get here?
It did. Ellerite 162 pod arrived at the same time that you guys left to go to the AMD facility. It's been hauled into a cargo bay where it has been emptied and is being stored safely on the station. The station itself is seeing an increase in the size of it as all the resources have been moved away from the jump gate, which is now obsolete, to finishing the station, which is now the center of human technology.
It's just...
It's obsolete.
Are they building the gate again?
I just said they weren't. Yeah, they.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. No problem, Stan. Yeah, they've kind of abandoned the idea of the gate because they have these new hyperdrives, and they're hoping that they can make more now that you brought back that MacGuffinite. But the Feldar.
Helps to boil water if you turn on the stove.
The Feldar were hoping that you could use the MacGuffinite to build a beacon to draw the rest of their species.
Yes, which would give us more engine salvage.
Right, and that'll be a lot quicker, so it's approved by MTI as well. Okay. Once... Sorry, go ahead.
Will it be to me?
Grebe and Semiel think they could probably get a beacon working in about a week because they have assistants. And by assistants, I mean humans who are approved to eat the pears. And obtain the psionic abilities so that they can kind of communicate directly with the Feldar. So in a week, they think they'll be able to activate a device that will call their entire species and let them know that it is safe to come to this location.
Now, only 1% of Feldar are left going. How many is 1% of the Feldar race?
So
2 billion?
Also, they indicate you could also, if you wish, choose Earth as the or Jupiter Station as the location that our species comes to.
That probably should be a discussion above our pay grade.
Yeah. They kind of indicate the same thing. They're like, we haven't really determined it yet, but now that we have the ability to, we should probably decide so that we can go to the location that we want to build the thing. How many people is 1% of our species? So they look at each other and they communicate in Feldar language, and they look back and they go, well, it's more like 1% of 1% of our species at this point. There are 20,000 of us left.
Oh.
That's still a lot of people.
Yeah, that's a bit much for Wolf Station. I don't know if Wolf Station...
Well, I mean, we live in... Well, right now we live in ships. And we have for several years. We would like to live on a gas giant again, if possible.
Yeah, isn't there one down here?
That would be nice. Yes.
Nasty one.
Yeah.
Just the right type, though.
They believe that it could be repurposed. That they might have the technology available to make it livable, even though it might not be comfortable.
Anything in the Sol system better?
Yes.
Let's have your people appear in the Sol system. I'm sure we can work out.
Well, that's up to management, not us.
Yeah.
The only concern that they have is if somehow the Wrath find Earth, that we don't know if they would be capable of driving them away. You did a very fine job here. You all were well prepared for it. But
You understand that we cobbled together our army. Earth has piles of them left around.
we have determined from reading your minds that this is true. You have a disturbingly large amount of weapons. It's kind of frightening given that you have no natural enemies other than yourselves.
And that's mostly what we use them for.
Yes, very disturbing. You would terrify us if you ever decided you wanted to eat our supple flesh.
No, they need it for hunting.
It's in their constitution.
One thing which I did not mention, Phil, was this will probably be along the route. I know that Grebe and Samael will be telepathically connected as soon as they're back in vicinity of each other. I will try to impress upon Grebe the importance of the secrecy of my situation. So make certain that he tells Samael that this is not something that gets shared around. And with people eating fruit around the station, please do, whatever you do, lock it up. Don't let anybody know.
Grebe nods. He's like,
I thought you were in a discussion about artificial people that they use as negotiators.
Grebe understands the purpose of secrecy. We are able to lock out certain portions of our psyche for the purposes of bluffing games and other similar things. Like, it's not something that our species does often. It's possible because of our advanced psionic abilities. I will not share the information with Samael at all. The secret will remain only with me, and I will make sure that nobody pulls it from my memories.
The real problem is the rest of us.
Grebe.
Someone walking by that has eaten the fruit could pull it from our heads.
Potentially, yes. Grebe goes, is nothing to be ashamed of, Peter.
I can be in serious trouble if this gets out.
We understand the failings of your species, but know that you are always welcome with the Feldar.
Well, what that probably means is
Pat.
they eat the fruit. Our few specialists eat the fruit, work with Samael and Grebe.
Yes.
Not eat the fruit.
They.
So my thought is for our crew, then we should bounce in, make our reports, and then bounce out, and try not to go to any of the Grebe Samael meetings.
Avoid contact with psionically enhanced humans.
The problem is, isn't there a black market in fruit?
I started it.
That decision doesn't come to bite you in the ass at all.
I mean, no, as soon as you mention this, Peter just opens up completely. He's like, yep, I started it.
Now, actually, I have a question about our black market problems. We have a cargo bay full of live fruit plants.
Yes, Grebe has been very successful in breeding the fruit.
Are you? Is our black market hearing good? I will look from Peter to Arthur and back to Peter.
I
Are you
think
going to let Gravity Grebe come keep with the fruit, or is there going to be some nicking going on?
I'm not taking anything anymore. You can
I didn't think about it.
Peter feels a little depressed right now to be making credits on the side.
Yeah, really. I'm a little bit
All right.
distracted. Profit oriented here.
Glad to see the shock hasn't made you angry. Good. Also, we have just failed Murder Hobo 101.
What part?
We didn't murder anyone.
Oh, well,
Yeah, I was already dead, and we weren't looking to we didn't blackmail anyone for extra food money or anything.
Grebe is like, for a brief moment, he's like, are they going to murder me? Because I know.
Grebe, not gonna murder
No, we're good. Okay.
Yeah,
Only
yeah.
the evil space bugs.
They're not going to murder.
Okay. So Wolf Station's seen a large increase in size as resources have been shifted away from the jump gate to be finishing the station, since the Feldar hyperdrive can be used to haul goods faster once it's deemed to be safe.
Well, we made the jump. It had some issues, severe issues.
So you've docked at the station after a lengthy docking process. You release the shuttle to be investigated and scrapped, or repurposed, more likely. You get your quick debriefing done, and you just sort of indicate that your purpose for the delay was to
Figured I'd give it a try.
investigate some salvage that you detected nearby. And with the presence of the shuttle, that is acceptable. It's there's a bit of a confusion, but they kind of are like, well, you did bring salvage. That and also the two enormous construction drones that you brought back, and they're like, well, that's a little more confusing. But when you indicate that they are free to MTI, then it's kind of like, yes, very confusing. Not confused at all. Makes perfect sense. Happy.
It's called salvage.
Yeah.
We also read the office. We also read the office closet. And I think do we even have some whiteboards back there?
Yes. Did you wipe the whiteboards of the big project letters?
I would assume yes. That's one of those things.
Nobody walks in and goes, "Hey, what does this mean?"
You have to die now. Snap. Rob.
Snap. Okay. So theories...
No.
Go ahead.
We destroyed the station, so the whiteboard should be least of our problems.
Right. So there are theories all over the all over Wolf Outpost as to why Feldar ships are causing the Wrath to appear, but a human ship using a Feldar drive does not, or at least has not in the time that you did jump over here. Now that you have the Ellerite 162, a large portion of the station wants to build or construct human Feldar hybrid drives. And of course, Grebe and Samael and their closest fruit-eating human companions want to create the beacon. And after discussion between you guys, between the aliens, and between management, the decision is made to build the beacon here at Wolf and not at Sol, because of the potential risk to human life. If it happens that all the Feldar show up and they are followed by the Wrath, or the Wrath otherwise get wind of it, it's possible that things could go very badly, and at the very least, humanity survives.
MTI should be sending a shit ton of resources towards Wolf right now. In the form of weapons and other things like that.
Unfortunately, it'll take years to get here. Actually,
we could just hop over there.
Well, that's the thing is, as long as the Nero is capable of doing so, they have not sent any other ships back because they only have one hyperdrive. And it's currently installed on a scout ship, which is going to bring the Wrath. It has before, twice.
Which is why we need to start dismantling.
I don't remember last
When more of the Feldar arrive, we need to start dismantling their shittier ships and turn them into more human hybrid ships. That's my thought of the project.
Feldar ships are superior. They just lack certain human concepts, like weapons.
Like weapons.
I don't care about dying. I'm using a white basalt anyways. I won't die the cheese.
Consider the following: attaching human weapons to Feldar ships.
Yeah, it makes it a really fucking nimble fighter.
Nope. I'm getting some background from Stan. I had difficulty understanding Ron.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I was saying, yes, attaching human weaponry to Feldar ships makes very detectable but very nimble fighters.
Not all Feldar ships are scouts.
Ah.
Some are large.
Like, how large?
10 times the size of the Nero.
That's useful.
Several hundred Feldar crew members.
God, you'll be able to celebrate your major holidays again.
What is a holiday? Every day is paradise on Feldar homeworld before the Wrath came and started eating our bones.
Well, now you have a holiday today. We freed you from the Wrath.
Grebe makes the sound of a spider creature sucking marrow from a bone.
So, Grebe, do you want weapons put on your ships?
Grebe believes that this is the best way to fight the Wrath.
Sure.
This
But
being...
Sorry, go ahead, Ron.
No, I just wanted to clarify the word this.
Placing weapons on Feldar ships.
Back to you, Tom.
But can your people man and pilot ships that have weapons on them? They've never done it before.
We have learned much from you by reading your thoughts. Observe. Grebe takes a pistol from Mark, who goes, "Hey!" And then Grebe shoots a pear. Boom! And the pear goes...
Good enough for me.
That's a waste.
Delicious pear sauce.
Is now on the surface. Now on the deck.
Several people come running, though, because it's illegal to shoot the firearms in the station.
The firearm on the ship. Yes, I know.
Grebe apologizes! Very sad. Was making point about Feldar ability to shoot weapons. Okay. Grebe kind of, he gets uncomfortable a bit and is like, Feldar have long had no need for war or weapons, but the Wrath...
This connection keeps dropping.
Sorry, Stan. The Wrath has given us a reason to fight, and the humans have given us the intelligence to do so.
Wow, humans gave something intelligent.
Well,
I suppose it is one of our better traits, warfare.
Grebe wonders what will happen to Feldar 1,000 years from now, having learned war.
Well, you'll probably be an unhappy hive mind conquering your way through human space. So.
so, I mean, mind you, I think we've got ourselves a plan. A little bit of a time gap, but
All plates.
Yeah, well, there's a time gap going on in the station, and then we still have shit on our to-do list, so we're probably going to bail again.
probably.
The question is whether Grebe wants to go with us, or does Samuel want to go with us?
Grebe would prefer to remain on Wolf Station with Samael to work on the beacon.
All right, in that case, we need to offload all those damn plants.
I have no objection to you guys, A, exploring the galaxy using your hybrid engine, B, planting the seed of the fruit on every world that you find.
Good to know.
Spread the fruit.
Cakes.
Make fruit, not war. Fruitcakes. Hom nom nom nom. Okay.
We don't have any teeth left.
So, Grebe and Samael have emptied all of the fruit off of the Nero asterisks. If Arthur or Matthias or Peter, definitely not Devad, but if Devad want to keep some fruit behind, they will look the other way happily because the Feldar believe that all people should have the fruit.
Yeah.
Even though humans believe that only certain people should have the fruit. So,
The fact is if the Feldar aren't with us, there's no real reason to have the fruit with just our small crew.
other than to be able to psionically communicate to each other.
Right.
It doesn't work on me.
Except it doesn't work on Peter for reasons that now appear to be painfully obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bugs have nothing to attach themselves to.
They do not attach themselves to whatever counts for Peter's brain.
Yep.
He's large and superior to human brain.
It was a bit confusing earlier, but now you're all like, oh yeah, that's right.
Well, technically, we never knew that it didn't work on Peter. Peter kept that secret from us.
He did, yes.
I was pretty good at it, too. Yep.
So, Arthur,
Yes.
are you going to steal a crate of the fruit and hide it in your quarters on the Nero?
Do it.
I don't have to. We got a garden on the Nero.
They've taken the guard.
They're taking the garden.
So they think.
I'm sorry.
You realize that the bay, you realize it requires a different atmosphere, and I'm not going to let you people a bay for one plant.
I'm sorry, I spoke out of turn. Arthur, are you taking an entire tree's worth of fruit and hiding it in your quarters on the Nero?
I'm going to attempt to transplant a tree into a smaller confined space that I can control better.
Okay. That is a bit... you're basically creating a terrarium the size of a tree. Like an average apple tree. We're not talking like a fucking oak or anything.
They get like 30 frickin' feet tall, right?
Not... What? Apple trees get 30 feet tall?
Yeah.
They can.
The fuck?
They're pruned properly and trained.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm talking like a Finger Lakes average orchard size apple tree.
Orchard tree. So, yeah, okay. Still 15 foot to 20 foot tree. Got it.
Yeah. The Nero has rooms that'll work for that, but definitely not ones that are going to be easy. And you'll definitely you'll definitely alert other crew members, although probably not MTI. So I'm going to say that it makes the most sense to set one of these fuckers up in the former cryopods. You basically are moving those. They're not needed anymore. You've got a hyperdrive. So you're going to push all these heavy-ass cryopods to the side. Probably with the help of one of those fucking construction droids.
Take the damn pods out. We don't need them.
Just ship them off.
No. Leave one cryopod. You can take all the others out. Leave one.
Medical emergencies.
Yeah.
For the medical.
One of you gets critically injured, I can throw you in the cryopod and leave you there until we get to some facility that can thaw you out.
So to be fair, the Nero had 8 and only needed 4 for you guys.
Maybe 5.
So if you remove the other 4, you can easily have space to build a glass container that you can then control. I say easily. It's going to require some rolls.
What do you want me to roll?
Let's roll dice in this role-playing game of ours that we have yet to roll a single dice for tonight.
Do you,
I have other NPC questions, but all right.
Let's
do Jim's craziness first.
deal with Jim's crazy ideas first. I assume that's your engineering.
with the bio side of the process?
Yes, I'll ask for help from you.
Okay. Yours is enough to create the actual terrarium structure in what used to be the cryo bay. However, you can't get the atmosphere right without a doctor. So go ahead and roll your medicine or...
Medicine or chemistry?
Sorry, what was the second one you said?
Chemistry.
Chemistry would be better, yeah.
Alright, let me get my character sheet just a second.
Sure.
I have mine in the background.
While you're getting your character sheet and rolling whatever your chemistry die are, Divad, what did you have to say?
All right. I have to question the crew about whether they want to deal with, if they have any more money-making ideas, if they want to go to the Feldar homeworld, or if we should go to Tau Ceti 6 and look at the other alien civilization.
Their homeworld. I might go to homeworld.
And is Mark still staying with us?
Yeah, if you need someone to shoot things, which Mark is kind of happy to do.
And you're really good at it, which is better than most people I've had to work with.
I have a special gun.
Yeah, you do.
Does it have a name?
Its name is Wrathslayer 420.
I was going to say, it's done.
We call it gun.
There we go.
You woke the baby.
It's Wrathslayer 69 420.
I got a 3.
Okay. You replicate the atmospheric conditions as best as you can. And Grebe and Samael help. When they realize what you're doing, they are like, yes, this is a great idea. We love this. No one will know. And they transport little bags of soil onto the floor and help you configure things a little bit. And eventually you have basically a 5-foot cube of soil with a glass wall that goes all the way to the top and a tree in it with a little door that you can open and close. When you open it, some of the air is going to rush out. It's not going to flood the entire bay or anything, but yeah, as long as you don't do it a lot, as long as you don't do it a lot, the tree will be fine.
No. What we do is we build the terrarium initially, and then we tack on an airlock.
That'll take a lot more time and more rolls. So for now, terrarium is fine.
As I said, as we go.
As you go. Later.
It can be a project in between things.
You can upgrade it with all the upgrade points.
Cover this after we left.
Okay. And because it's the Nero, nobody really fucking notices. You kind of get the... they're doing some shit on their damn ship again. I don't know what they're doing. They keep coming off giggling. All right. Votes. The 3 options are... I'm sorry, 2 options, really. Tau Ceti 6, Feldar Homeworld. Peter Langdon...
Third option.
There was a third option?
And pick up nukes.
Go to Earth and get weapons.
Correct. You could do a weapons run to Earth.
Okay.
I like that. Weapons run, then the Feldar homeworld.
They can fill up the Nero with as many weapons as they want, and then, we'll bring them back to Wolf. It takes minutes per transit.
Yeah.
And then we're done. Then we can go off and fuck off to elsewhere.
Okay. I've heard 2 people say that that's a good idea. Peter Langdon thinks it's also okay.
Especially since, the goal here is we want to start equipping some of our ships. So yes, once the beacon's activated and the ships start arriving, even if we're not there, they should have a surplus of weapons that they can start using.
Okay. This is fine. MTI stock has been through the roof, so it's very easy for them to liquidate some stock for additional assets. And it's very easy for corporations to purchase military-grade gear in this dark, abysmal future that we live in. So, with a couple of days' work of bureaucracy, you eventually get the orders, return to Jupiter Station, pick up 6 cargo bays worth of Asterix supplies, exactly, and return to Wolf Station. The Asterix supplies are missiles, uranium chain guns, nuclear bombs, everything that they definitely should not have. And they're in big black crates with skulls and crossbones on the side. And they're being loaded by fucking Port Authority, and nobody fucking gives a shit. They are just like, I'm the government inspector. Let's be careful with those nuclear bombs. They might blow up. Just bring them on to the cargo bay of this random-ass ship. Fancy hyperdrive you've got there. Yes, very good. And fucking back and forth. Probably going to quit tomorrow and retire because that's the way shit's working. Again, it takes a day to load all of this dangerous equipment and 8 minutes to travel back to Wolf Station.
I keep my crew away from on the ship and away from anyone else because I do not want us to become celebrities.
Yep. Nobody's allowed to look into Cryo Bay 2 and see the fruit.
Why are we not allowed to look at the Cryo Bay 2?
Nope. Even Devon's not allowed to look at Cryo Bay 2. It's a special... the oxygen generators are down there, Devon.
Man, Arthur should fix those.
Nothing to see here. As
I'll
fruit...
read on the manual about it.
Fruit dribbles down Arthur's cheek.
You know what? I am halfway tempted to take one of the fruits and just hand it to someone on the on Jupiter Station and see what happens.
Oh, it would be glorious.
It's bad and easily traceable to us, so no.
That's how
I'll be right back, guys.
This is the long game for the Feldar. Eventually, one of the humans will smuggle the fruit back to their homeworld, and then soon all will be enjoying it. Mwah! Yes.
After the anarchy and death and a few extra wars, yeah.
Soon there'll be peace and love.
Incorporated.
Sure.
Yes, peace and love incorporated. You will be kind to each other, Asterix, or else.
Yeah, say, that's actually what makes the armaments we're getting is Peace and Love Incorporated.
Yep.
Only the finest nuclear bombs.
I must. That's definitely going to be in whatever game I run next that requires a corporation. Peace and Love Incorporated, Asterix, now proud owner of Kalishnikov Enterprises. Fuck you guys.
You bring nuclear power to you.
Nuclear power to you. And their symbol is just a fucking atom bomb with Slim Pickens riding on the back.
Nuclear bomb with a peace symbol on it, only Slim Pickens.
Oh.
I love it already.
And we're back.
How that makes a heart.
Mushroom cloud in the shape of a heart. Oh, fuck. We missed our actual calling. I don't know who pays for this type of stuff, but I demand money.
Hey, talk to your followers. You should all pay me.
Pay me. Pay me for these amazing ideas. This one's free. Oh.
So, we make a new run.
You return to Wolf Outpost and with the same lack of fanfare unload 600 kilotons of military-grade plutonium.
And as we arrive and I hear from O'Hara, it's like, no bad news from Earth, right?
Everything's fine.
All right, so the Feldar ships attract. The Feldar design attracts the Wrath. Our design using Feldar tech does not. Interesting.
There's lots of theories floating around the station as to why. Some people think it has something to do with the shape of the Feldar ships. Others think it has to do with whatever materials they use to build the hull. But
it just means the first time we use a Feldar ship to go somewhere, expect Wrath.
And exactly, yep.
Ooh. Speaking of that, what that means is there may be some extra Wrath back at the gas mining station.
You would not be able to know this, but yes.
I was gonna say I just guessed yes, since we launched the.
When the pod left the solar system, yes, the Wrath showed up. But you guys left at the same time. Yeah, so you don't really know, but you can assume that that's the case.
That's the assumption.
Yep. Okay. In fact, okay. So, are you guys sticking around Wrath Outpost until the beacon is created and activated, or are you traveling away to the Feldar homeworld or to Tau Ceti 6?
I don't see any real reason for us to hang out here.
Question.
Yes.
Answer.
You, I'm assuming it was a slip, but just called Wolf Station Wrath Station.
Did I? I meant Wolf Station. It was a slip.
The poor boy's been drinking. Come on.
I have, and also Wolf and Wrath are pretty close together, and I've been saying both of them like 20 times. It's bound to happen. No.
Yes. The Wrath invading Wolf Station is bound to happen.
Wolf Station, Wolf Outpost, not Wrath of either one.
And I'm assuming Wolf Station is pretty happy with the weapons resupply?
Wolf Station is very happy with the weapons resupply. Even if they don't put them on Feldar ships, at least they have new weapons to put on human ships in case the Wrath do show up. And they are still constantly panicked about it. Yeah. It's like every other day there's another meeting. What happens if the Wrath show up today? How are we prepared to defend ourselves?
I will amuse myself by making sure I give my boss a copy of today's newspaper. Thunk.
Thunk.
Oh, from Jupiter?
Yes.
Yes. Straight off the hot Jupiter presses. And he's like, holy shit, this is amazing. Nobody reads these. We get emails. But it's still impressive.
I know. You know how long it took me to find someone who sold that?
Yeah, Jesus. You must have spent like hours. What do we pay you for? I
was waiting for peace and love to get done loading the nukes. I was bored.
Oh, Christ. All right. Which...
In answer to your question, Phil, I don't think we're sticking around.
Okay, so which place are we going?
All right, people. Who cares where? And am I overriding our vote anyway?
Feldar homeworld was my vote.
What was the other option?
Tau Ceti, the other alien race that the people, the Feldar met.
Right, the Feldar apparently found the ruins of an alien civilization at Tau Ceti 6. They've never met this civilization. There was nothing alive there, but they said before they met the Wrath, they found this abandoned planet.
So, Wrath homeworld. Got it.
Maybe not.
It's the last group they found before they got eaten.
I was going to say, Samael and Grieve do not believe that the Wrath have anything to do with this homeworld. The homeworld appeared to be civilized, cultured. They had buildings and cities and, things like that. Whereas...
It's my, I'll explain that it is my belief that is where they picked up the Wrath's attention.
Possible. The Feldar have not had a lot of time to debate what happened with the Wrath because they've been spending most of their time shitting their pants and or running. But when it does come up, it is always like, what are the Wrath? Why do they hate us? Why do they want to eat our bones? And where did they come from?
I'm assuming it's because it tastes good and...
But they did encounter the Wrath sometime after Tau Ceti 6. But they wound up showing up. Like the Wrath, they launched their ship out, and the Wrath suddenly arrived. But they had been traveling through hyperspace for several years before that. Okay.
So the rats were like attracted to the area because of them traveling around.
It seems that way. And again, there are some... You haven't spoken to many Faldar, you only know 2. But Samael and Grebe are like, we don't know why they've come to us. We think maybe they can sense us somehow. We know it has something to do with our hyperspace drives. But, apparently not yours, which is interesting. Very interesting. We will debate this with our entire species when they arrive. If they are not all dead.
The great communal Feldor orgy and discussion party.
Yes. Great orgy and debate.
He has no idea what that word means, and I'm very happy for it.
They know very well what it means.
Oh, shit.
Feldar do not have concepts of monogamy. What is the point when you already share your neighbor's entire memories of his wife?
Yeah.
So, what? All right, Tom, you're thinking Feldor Homeworld?
Yeah.
I'm voting
Yep.
for the home rule too.
Okay, it sounds like it's unanimous, almost.
Yep.
All right.
Our weapon systems are back online. You guys have done enough engineering to keep our ship in one piece when it jumps, all that other crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's no longer Mr. Coffee; it's a real one.
Oh yeah, you're definitely hiding that from Station. That you have a organically sourced Mr. Coffee substitution. Starbucks. Instead of only it's like actual stars.
Oh my gosh. Somebody hurt you.
What?
I mean, come on!
It's filtered through moon dust.
Low hanging fruit. It's Moonbucks. I take damage.
That's terrible. For anyone currently watching this channel right now,
Unsubscribe.
Ooh.
Wow. Here come all the booze.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Nope, changing plans. We're not going to go to Tau City 6 next. Looks like we're going to go to the Feldor Homeworld.
Okay.
All right, we need to speak to Grebe and Samael and find out what the fuck there is to get there.
This is a great idea. I'm going to write that down because I will create that adventure from that information. Team to speak to Grebe and Samael about Homeworld.
Rare tech, copy of your constitution. What are we looking for?
Wow. Okay. All right. I will come up with all of this information before our next game. Because wasn't really sure where we would be going. So here is a great way for me to structure my creative flow.
I'm still going to get over to Tau City 6 at some point. We're just going to have to do this refreshing first.
And during this entire 2-hour session, we made it through 3 paragraphs of notes. That's it.
How many more paragraphs of notes did you have that we skipped?
I have an additional 3 paragraphs. However, it's a lot of... So I told Tom earlier today, I'm like, with this game, a lot of what I write is just motivations. What do the characters and the the societies want? Yeah. So I just type out, this is what Grebe and Samael want. This is what MTI wants. And then I just structure the story around what you guys do and what that means.
Wait, if A wants this, how do they react to B?
Exactly.
And people become villains and not villains.
Now with the with the AMD facility, I of course wrote up a lot more because it was about describing things that were there and such.
Well, we took several directions with it too.
Right. But now going to the Feldar Homeworld, now I have okay, I need to write stuff about this, not just what do people want, because the Feldar Homeworld is like a investigatable entity. So.
Yes, and we're going to do a lot of bug hunting, creeping, and crawling.
Yeah, I think this might be a multi-mission or multi-session type thing. So.
I actually see some dungeoneering going on.
Indeed, some rolls of dice. We made 2 rolls tonight.
What?
That's fine. It worked well. Okay. Anybody have anything they would like to discuss or do before we wrap up for the night?
I'm sure I do. I don't remember it. So.
When was the last time you got experience?
Shit.
It would have been before going to the
line
Alaright facility.
126. We're now at line 449.
Wow.
You last got experience points in session 9.
Okay, so it is now session 13.
No, this was session 17.
Oh my god. Wow. Because I keep documents. I have 12 documents, basically, for our sessions. So God only knows how
Yes,
many
but
it's been.
some of our sessions, you've
Yes.
got multiple sessions out of a document.
Easily. Okay, well, great. So I love that Ron knows that we've done 17 of these. That's important. I'm not being sarcastic at all. That's awesome. I think you guys should each get, what is it? I think we do like a small amount, like 5 experience points. Is that, like, that would be a large chunk, correct?
That would be a big chunk for us.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, last time we got like 3.
Let's do 5 experience points for everything that has happened between session 9 and session 17. You've wrapped up 2 major storylines, the Ellerite facility and the AMD facility, and possibly more than that. So I think
Now, the
5 is a good... Yep.
With the Ellerite facility, with the raft coming back, we can't really leave it automated. I think we had it automated to fill back up the station,
Right.
but
As far as you know, it is still doing that. You don't have any way to communicate with it, short of...
It's a go back and check point.
Right.
At some point with a much better armed ship.
Right. But it's just going to be currently in space doing its space thing, or being blown up. You have no idea. 2 weeks from now is the 28th of September. Does that work for everyone, or do we have to delay?
Should
double
work for me.
checking.
Works for me.
Yes, it should be fine for me.
Okay.
Looks okay to me.
All right. How about you, Jim?
I'm good.
All right. Then I've set it up for the 28th at 8 p.m. Last week of September, unless something changes.
Gotcha.
As a note, after that, I go into surgery on October 7th.
Okay.
So I don't know how available I'm going to be for, like, the 12th.
Okay.
So I'll probably have to skip the 12th. But you guys can play. You don't need me. I'm just the doctor.
Yeah, it's nice to have everybody when we only have 4 players.
I agree.
But we'll see. I have a LASIK consult this Friday, so who knows? Maybe I'll get LASIK sometime soon as well. I'm sick and tired of glasses. They break all the time. Every time I lean over the railing of a cruise ship, I'm afraid they're going to fall into the water, and they're fucking shit, ass balls, terrible fuck shit balls. And so I'm going to have somebody shoot frickin' laser beams into my face and see if that will fix my vision. So
Don't sneeze.
I've heard mixed results from that, though.
fair enough. I'm willing to take the mixed results because these are objectively bad all the time.
Good point. Good point.
Once a week, this fucking screw pops out and the lens falls out, and I'm lucky I'm not driving when it happens. Every fucking week.
The last time you replaced your glasses.
Seriously, get better friends.
You sound like my wife. How dare you? How dare you imply that it is in fact my own negligence that is causing this?
Just saying, you obviously didn't go on a boat a lot as a kid because your glasses straps to keep that thing to your head. You can't lose it.
Yeah, I always think about having glasses straps like fucking Velma on Scooby-Doo should have had. But I only think about it when I'm leaning over the side of the boat, never when I'm on fucking Amazon, a month before. So, yeah. But I'm going to take the screwdriver out and tighten it up right now.
Sunglasses out of a very clear lake, so straps became a very obvious concept.
Yeah. So, but anyway, glasses are shit. They have to be cleaned all the time and everything else, so I'd
And that's for
rather get laser beams shot into my eyes.
14 experience points. What to do with them?
We'll see. I mean, this is like the very first consult anyway. They might tell me, you don't fucking qualify for laser beams. Or they might tell me, you're going to have to wait 6 months for laser beams. I have no idea. So
You have 50-50 chance of going blind. Alright.
I'll take it.
You also have a 0.001% chance of becoming a superhero.
Yes. Also, we'll take it. If I could shoot laser beams out of my eyes, all the better. But they only perform LASIK. They don't melt anything. I can perform LASIK by looking at someone. LASIK man.
I stare in your eyes.
And I'm running.
You better stare.
I've got a theme song. Waffler Man. Do you guys have dental?
No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't.
I love that fucking movie.
No, you don't.
Oh, God. Dirty D says, my friend had laser correction and they love it, no problems.
Yeah. I'm strangely enough, I like glasses. So I'm
My
I'm good with it.
I've known people to get it with no problems, but like my aunt, ever since she's had it, she has had glaucoma problems.
I mean, it could be unrelated, but
Okay.
it's possible. All right, well, bye, Tom. Good night, everybody. Sorry that I sent Tom's character into a shame spiral.
Yep. Well, thank you for your interesting section. Thank you for letting us drive you absolutely nuts with our weirdness.
It was completely expected and totally fine. It was hilarious. Laughed the whole time.
The fact that you apparently finally had to rope my character into knowing, and I wasn't in the room.
That was fucking great. The one person who probably cared the most, other than Peter, was not there. All right. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
Don't get dead.
I'll try to avoid that.
All right. Hello, everybody. Let me go ahead and see if I can't, like, put my video on because the webcam is currently being used. So we'll go ahead and go with the screen. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for watching another amazing episode of just a random role-playing game. I saw that DB Coop showed up and asked, what are we playing? It is a version of a Ubiquity system role-playing game that we have kind of ad hoc developed. The closest comparison would be Space 1889, a role-playing game about space and space things. But it's kind of a mix between Alien and Firefly, I guess is the best way that I would say that this specific system runs. But it's kind of morphed into a space comedy more than a space horror. But that's fine. It's great. I love hanging out with my friends, rolling some dice, playing some games, having a good time. It is almost 10 o'clock. I'm going to... I don't know. I might be back for a quick Farthest Frontier stream after this. But I need to stop, use the bathroom, let the dogs out, refill my water bottle, some other things. I could be back in 15 minutes and then play for another 45. But anyway, guys, I will mention it in Discord if I do plan to come back. Or if I don't, I'll say, hey, I've decided to go to bed. All right, so anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time, which is either going to be in 15 minutes or on Friday. Let's play the outro music.